Okay, so all being well, Andy Ward, Meet the Squad live. We should be live on air now. Good evening, Vocal Booth Radio. So we have just had our monthly team talk. We've been going through some stats. We've been going through ideas, how we can entertain the masses a little bit more. Lolly, I think you're probably one of the only people who will be listening. You can hear me loud and clear, right, Lolly? I'll wait 20 seconds or so before she gives me the thumbs up on that one. Yes, thank you, Dave. Okay, so we have got in the chat room 38, in the Zoom call, 38 incredible people who, over the course of the next 1 hour and 15 minutes, I am going to hopefully get to know a little bit better. Friends that I've been with longer than others, I will push to the back end. Thank you, Baza. And people who are fairly new, I'm going to shine a little bit of a spotlight on. So would anybody, don't be shy, feel free and unmute yourself and say hello. Come on, fortune favors the brave. Who's going to say hello
Hello.
first?
Hello.
Okay, well,
Hello.
Angela Colossi got in there first. So if everybody else mutes themselves, thank you, Angela, for putting
Hello.
yourself in the spotlight. This everyone's going to know who you are. However, you are one of our fledgling DJs. Is that fair to say?
I think that's very fair to say, yes.
Thrust into the limelight as a Clash of the Titans contestant, a lifelong music lover, now one of our girls on top every Thursday evening from 6 p.m. Thank you for giving us your slot, by the way. Tell me what Vocal Booth Radio means to you, why you do it, and what you get from it.
So this really is off the cuff. So what it means to me, I retired last year after 42 years as an NHS nurse, and I found it really, really tough. What Vocal Booth Radio has given me is a focus. It's given me something to get my teeth into. It's a new skill. I couldn't wait to buy a controller after doing Clash of the Titans. I'm learning every single time. I hope to go live very soon. I've forgotten what your questions were, Andy. I know the first
What
one.
is it?
That's
Yeah, I was what you get from Vocal Booth, what it is you hope to achieve with your show. Who else inspires you? I
okay.
forgot my own questions, if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
no, that's fine. So what I get from the show, what I hope to achieve from the show is just to share my music. So with 5 decades in my head, I just want to share it with people. I don't mind if I have one listener, if that makes that one listener happy. And what I'm finding is that listening to everybody else, because I might not always be in the chat, but I do listen to Vocal Booth Radio a lot. It's just you're all prompting me, all of the DJs are prompting me, and those memories come flooding back. And what I'm doing is I'm collecting a to buy list. And it's huge. It just goes on and on and on. And so as not to repeat what other people have played, I go back to the top of the list every month, buy a few tunes, and throw them on the show. So it's just music is everything to me. It's the only constant that I've ever had in my life, literally, and will be until the day I take my last breath. So this is an opportunity. Thank you, Andy, because I'm getting emotional now. You've given me that opportunity to share with others what I love.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you for being here. And it is a joy to watch you develop, and you will continue to develop. Like many people, even people who have been in the business a long time, continuing to learn, and you are a great student. So thank you for being here, mate.
Thank you.
We'll chat again. Okay, so I saw Randy. So everyone who wants to speak, put your hands up on the Zoom if you can. Randy, I know you had unmuted yourself, so I'm assuming you wanted to speak. Randy Locrotondo, how did you find out about Vocal Booth Radio?
Um, when I saw a post on Facebook that you were looking for DJs, so I
Okay.
just, I
Was that via myself or someone down
yeah,
down under, someone stateside had shared?
no, it was, I've been following you for a few years uh, through Ross Miller, I believe, is how I was introduced to you, and Vocal Booth Radio and at a Vocal Booth Weekender and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, and I thought about doing it if I have a Twitch channel, but never really did anything. It's like who the hell am I to expect people to tune into me and stuff like that. So I mean, I've done a Podomatic thing in the past, and I figured just people download it when they have time, they listen when they have time, and that's it. So I'm not really hung up on live listeners too much because I know it's hard to get people, especially the time I'm on. I know that in the UK and over there it's midnight and later, and over here I get a few, and that's fine. I enjoy it. In the past, I mean, it's a motivation to have a weekly show. In the past, I've gone months without turning on my equipment. Not that I haven't listened to music, but uh, it was a big commitment for me to go ahead and say I'm going to do a weekly show. And it was probably coming in the end of June. My partner in music, Louis, that I've done all my events with the past 8 years, suddenly passed away. And he always wanted to do something besides our normal events outside. So as a dedication to him is why I signed up to see if I could really do it, and I've been doing it, and that's actually, well, that's him over. Well, I can't move over there, so I keep him right next to my decks. Um,
Bless, bless.
so it's, I mean, I'm glad I've done it. I'm very grateful that the opportunity came, and
I think people
doing it
underestimate.
on your own. Like I said, you're kind of like a needle in a haystack, and to have a community like this, it's unbelievable. And
Mhm.
the welcome that I've had and the support that I've had, it's I can't even describe it. It's
Well, I was saying then, you'll have to forgive me if I talk over people because it looks like I've got about 20 windows open on my computer, so it's slowing down a little bit. Your show is on UK time, midnight every Thursday, and then you were really helpful at the very beginning with trying to push technical messages out to the rest of the DJs, and in you just jumped basically straight in with both feet into a group of people that you didn't really know, and that immediately drew me to you. I saw, this guy's full of heart and he's definitely putting his passion into it. So that was one of the reasons why it was a no-brainer for me to repeat your show again every week during the week so people can hear it in the UK, and you have a lot of followers, people who enjoy listening to your show. You have your own unique style. I've said to you jokingly, I want to hear more from you on the mic because you must have so many tales, so many stories relating to the music. But that will come in time, and maybe we'll get some of those. So thank you for sharing that, Randy. I'll
Thank
come
you.
back to you in a little while. I want to continue going round. Actually, the first official DJ to test out Vocal Booth Radio was none other than Mr. Get Comfy. He was helping me test the stream back. It might have even been as early as November or December,
Think it
wasn't it,
was,
Nick?
yeah. I think it was
Yeah.
way back then.
Yeah. So we were testing to make sure it was okay. You were doing shows on Mixcloud to a few people. And for everybody listening on the chat room who isn't part of the DJ network, we've been talking about our struggles to attract more people, to keep people's attention, to have the consistency, to have people come back and check us out on a regular basis. That isn't always necessarily reflected in the chat room. We can see listeners on the outside and people who take time to check out the stream again or the downloads. But the difference for you on a Saturday afternoon, following one of the strongest shows that we have, the community and the energy, tell us about that.
It's fantastic. I mean, it was always Saturdays to me were always really attractive on pressure, and that has definitely migrated across to Vocal Booth Radio on Saturdays particularly. So I feel very lucky to be in a bit of a lovely sandwich, as it were, between two very strong shows at the moment. So there's always great energy in the chat room. Everyone's, really, you just get instant feedback, and it's really gratifying. There's nothing, and it's not necessarily because of the DJs, it's because of everyone else and the followers that it's such a nice feeling, really.
Beautiful. And I don't think there's anyone needs to be told what you look to achieve with your show, because I think most people are listening to it. But just in case they're not aware, Saturday afternoons, what can people expect?
Very different, actually. So obviously a lot of people, it's got a very soulful house vibe, which is brilliant. There's so much good soulful house out there. But I've always tried to be a bit left field with my shows. So you'll end up with something a bit more relaxed, hence Get Comfy, the brand, Get Comfy. It's more sort of Balearic, more sort of deeper soulful house, deep house, some soul tunes thrown in, disco. It's very eclectic. And that's always what I try and do, is just do something a bit different, maybe that people haven't heard before. Andy Tomlinson and I are always debating about all the new stuff that's coming out, and I try and push every week. I try and push a new track because there is so much good stuff out there. You've got to really farm it and take time. And I'm a bit obsessive about sort of flicking through Bandcamp and stuff like that. But yeah, there's so much good stuff.
Beautiful. I love that. And, full-time job you hold down as most
Yeah.
people do. I think it doesn't, anyone who isn't a DJ may underestimate the work involved. I mean, I am fully aware of the work involved. The moment that I took myself out of the DJ circuit, as it were, stopped worrying about having to be up to date with all the new music, it was so liberating, because it's the weight of trying to stay on top. But everyone here does it so well, and we're getting a lot of love in the Zoom chat and on the I can see on the stream. I've had to take the stream off my computer. I think my computer seems to have settled down now. Thank you, Nick, for that. Lisa, Glitter Mama, I'll come to you in a second. I know it's extremely early for you. You get your coffee inside you. Next to Nick, we have Mr. Mark Osborne, a fantastic DJ. Our paths only recently crossed at the birth of Vocal Booth Radio. And Mark is, well, you tell everyone what you are and tell people about Skin Deep Sessions.
Hi everyone, yeah, I hope you can all hear me clearly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been DJing for just sort of over 30 years now, heavily involved in London's kind of underground dance scene, more on the other side of the decks really, as dancer and fan of house music and soulful house and deep house, and was just always on the clubbing circuit at the same time as always wanting to be a DJ and collecting music. So over the years, the soulful deep house has always been my bread and butter and my passion. I've always loved the eclectic side of disco and soul and funk as well. When I was really young, always enjoyed electro and break dancing and all that kind of stuff. So what Skin Deep Sessions is just an opportunity for me to actually, it's kind of like a show of two halves. I tend to do a nice soulful deep house session at the beginning for the first hour, and then I just completely flip it on its head, and for the second hour I just kind of tend to dig into my vinyl collection, which sits like most of us in the front room and underneath the decks and in every corner of the front room, and just kind of pick out some pieces that I maybe haven't heard for a while. I just think would be nice to listen to, just to give the listener something different, really.
Mhm.
It could be, anything from, Tommy Boy, electro, Grandmaster Funk, White Lines, and then the next track might just be something from, um, who knows, Herbie Hancock. I just kind of go with the flow, make my mind up 5 or 10 minutes before the show, really, of what I'd like to play in the second half. So I'm really
Mhm.
enjoying that.
Great. Well, it is a great show, and like anyone that has a weekly show, you have my full support and my full confidence. I do love that. I mean, you are at 10 o'clock on a Thursday night, so it can be a little thin on the ground from time to time, but we do. That's the whole point of me shining a spotlight on these late night shows, so people do make an effort to go and check out the podcast because it's definitely something that you need on your rotation. Where people find the time to listen to all these extra shows, I've no idea. But thank you for that, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me go to Glitter Mama. We have spoken before, but only on the Zoom at length. Let me see if you can unmute yourself. It is what, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. down under?
Oh, am I unmuted?
You are unmuted.
Yeah,
Hello.
it is. It's nearly 4 a.m. now, so that's
Okay,
why I've got my coffee. I'm up for the day now. So
wonderful. So
I love
yeah,
music.
another fledgling DJ. We are looking forward to, many people are looking forward to meeting you in Birmingham in July, coming all the way from Australia. So anyone that says they can't make it to Birmingham, even though I say it in jest, pull your fingers out. This young lady's coming all the way from Australia. Lisa and I met on a gig that I was playing at 11 years ago, possibly New Year's Eve,
Yeah,
on a,
I think it might even be more than 11 years ago because my
was it
son,
2009 or 10 or something?
yeah, because my son's 14 now, and I definitely didn't have him when I met you.
Well, there you go then.
So,
What? Hold on.
yeah.
Can we get a DNA test? Joke.
He's a ginger. It's
Okay. Right. Okay. So where was I? Yes. Tell us about Glitter Mama. Tell us about what Glitter Mama hopes to achieve with her radio show.
Oh, well, I mean, I would love to have worldwide fame and syndication, obviously. Um, no, I would really love to hone my mixing skills, number one, which is kind of what I'm doing. But really, what I'm all about, and like what my whole purpose in life is to spread love and just try to make this world a better place as best I can and just make a little difference somehow. And I truly believe that music does that. Music has been a passion of mine my whole entire life from I can even remember I ask people in my interviews like what their first record they ever bought was, and I'm surprised some people can't remember. Mine is just so strong in my head, like I was always buying music, and I still have those albums somewhere. Um, but and even like it's funny when I sort of started raving, I'm giving ages away now, but like I started raving right in the beginning in Sydney and was very involved in the underground scene, and I always gravitated towards house music and my rave name was the Pink Fairy of Love. In fact, my first Hotmail account was the Pink Fairy of Love.
Funny you should
And
say
so,
that. That's also Get Comfy's nickname.
really?
No, not really.
All right.
Right. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. I jest. I say a fledgling DJ. How have you been surprised by the feelings that you get from doing the radio show once you got past the nerves and the rewarding nature of the feedback that you get during and after the show. Try and explain that for someone who's literally
Ah.
brand new to what we're doing.
Yeah, well, I can say that the nerves never really go away. They're always there. It's just they're probably not as intense as they were that very first show was. Yeah, I was feeling it. But I do always get quite nervous, and there is like a build up even when I'm doing. So I sweat a lot on selection, and so to get the feedback is really amazing because that means I know I've started to do something right in terms of music selection, and because I really try to tell a story with the music, and I guess because music's universal, everyone will have a different story because it'll touch someone in a different way, whatever songs I tend to choose. But it's been so lovely to get such positive feedback because I really, I had no idea how it would come across, how I would come across, whether my idea of like spreading love one track at a time would even resonate or work with people. I was so intimidated by the alumni here. Like I was like when I first started listening to some of the shows, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Like I don't belong here. This is like these people are amazing. And but you are all so lovely, and you've all just been so welcoming and encouraging, and so it's been wonderful, really. It's
Well,
given me a
slot
purpose.
you slot right in, and you sound like a pro, and I don't think there's anyone that wouldn't. I don't think there's anyone that wouldn't agree with you there. So thank you for sharing those with me. I'm going to carry on. You're getting a round of
Okay.
applause from some of the guys. Okay, next up in my list, I can see Mr. Mark Matthews, who is actually going to be on air. Actually, I must remember to make sure I finish on time. So Mark's going to be doing an extra show tonight. What was the reason why you didn't do your show last week?
So, reason for the show is that I had technical problems. So I got about three-quarters of the way through, and then all of a sudden I looked at the laptop, and then all I could see was another show had already kicked in. And I had a bit of technical problems, so let's say, with the software. So do you know what? I only do a show once a month, and I feel in myself now I'd like to contribute more than to to the station and to the Vocal Booth family. And I just felt, well, look, we're at that fifth week, so there could be an opportunity for me then just to redo the show again that I faced technical issues with. So thank you for giving me the opportunity then to redo the show again straight away after this.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. So I am getting a little bit of glitching. I don't know if it's delaying for other people or it's going out okay. It may be slightly affected for the broadcast because obviously I'm broadcasting. So if it's glitching for me, it's going to glitch for other people. But we shall see past that. Tell me what you look to achieve with your show and what people can expect from Essential Flavors on the first Wednesday of the month at 8 p.m.
Yeah, so for me, similar to Mr. Osborne, I'm a lover of like soulful house. I stem back from sort of like the early 90s, strong vocals, great beats, etc. And what I intend to do, so like on the show, is that give everyone sort of like a taste of something old, something to bring back good memories, but also looking at modern stuff, the newest stuff that's come out today, and trying to give sort of like a wide range of music variety, mainly from like the house scene, to listeners really. So a little bit old, a little something new. Sometimes I might go off a little bit more of a deeper, harder house as well. Not too hard, of course, given that age. And really, it's just to try to give a variety for people to listen to over sort of like the 2 hour slot.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. And you're because there's a huge difference between a weekly show and a monthly show.
Yeah.
Many people have said there's no way they could commit to a monthly, but deep down inside, everyone thinks, oh, I could probably go fortnightly, you know. But then it's just like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so Mark Matthews, the Essential Flavors, 8 o'clock on a Wednesday evening. We were fortunate to be able to pull some of the later shows from sort of like 10 o'clock and midnight earlier, because we're all old farts here. Nobody wants to be listening late at night. We do have some cracking shows and people who are quite comfortable in those late slots, and I will be talking to a couple of those people there. Next up, I can see, and I am going to have time to get to everyone with their hand up, so thank you for your patience, guys. Mr. Dave Hayes. Dave and I have been musical associates for a long time. He actually, Dave, believe it or not, you reminded me about the Movember campaign that we were on many years ago. I'd forgotten all about that. So we go back some way. So it was a pleasure to see you when you asked to come and join us. So tell us what your show is about, and what you look to achieve, because you're one of the shows that we put out in the afternoon monthly on a Monday, 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that show.
So originally I was when I approached you, I was like, well, I'm going to go live. I'll do this, and then I was like, well, actually, didn't get around to getting everything together. I'll sort of record it with a mic, and then I didn't get the mic all set up. So at present, it's really just a 2-hour mix of soulful house, disco vibes, garage, whatever takes my fancy. I always record the mix usually sort of 24, 48 hours before. It's a one-take mix. I pull a load of tunes into a folder, and I just pull out and make a mix. And the show's called We Grooving, and hopefully, people are grooving, listening to that mix. I mean, I don't throw too many jingles in there. Hopefully, it's a useful mix for people to do the housework to, gym, whatever. Tend to get good feedback in the chat room. I am minded that I might start chatting shit over the mic if I do go to and ruin the mix. I don't know, so I'm kind of open to exploring what to do.
Get on the mic and chat shit. It could be your thing. I'd never do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm very similar. Once I get going, I can chat forever and I can chat shit. I have to be quite mindful about watching what I say.
No, not really. I don't think there's anybody that could possibly be offended within the family at all. So yeah, the last show that you did, some fantastic UK garage on there, like really, really great vibes. And that's one of the good things that I found. There are no shows that are really, truly samey sounding. If I'm honest, everyone does pay attention to what's going on, and everyone does try to bring something different. There is going to be repetition of the hottest new tunes, or by coincidence, some will play something else. But generally, it's a very varied playlist that we've got.
Yeah, as a rule, I tend to definitely try and pick out different tracks for each show from different genres. I mean, I spent a lot of my time DJing in Birmingham, speed garage, bassline scene. So it was very, not the kind of stuff I'd really play on this show, but definitely delving into UK garage and also, picking about 3 or 4 tracks from Tracksource, filling a tenner's worth of the basket of stuff that I'm, digging into people's charts, rather than, the top 10 and stuff. So yeah, also try and keep an interesting mix. And yes, I am one of these people that thinks, oh yeah, I'm a bit busy, but could I do a fortnightly show, or could I do an extra one? Maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, I might, do a trial chat shit on a mic show or something, see how that goes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I have been speaking to 1 or 2 friends stateside, because pretty much all through the night for the UK listeners, we have featured shows that just play at random. And I've been speaking to a few people to try and get them to come and take some of those slots to encourage more of our stateside listeners. So, you may have an audience there. But thank you for sharing that, Dave. I'm going to continue going around the list I can see here. Next up is Mr. Jimmy Who, a gentleman who has also been instrumental at the very beginning, very helpful in rallying up the troops and keeping everybody in check, as it were. A very busy daytime schedule, I know, but in the chat room as often as possible and always with us first thing of the morning. Jimmy has also recently, inspired by the Glitter Mama, started doing interviews on his show. So tell us, Jimmy Who, where you found the wonderful name for your radio show.
A wonderful name. Well, it was actually probably about 15 years ago, and I used to do a lot of producing. That's, I guess, my background, more producing than DJing. Well, I've done sort of DJing as well, but I was always in the producing side of things. And I think we just come back from holiday once, and my wife had bought this handbag, or she was looking at a handbag. And she says, "Oh, it's a Jimmy Choo handbag." And I went, "Jimmy Who?" And obviously the name's James, and it just sort of stuck there. So we've had laughed about it ever since, really. So it's that's where the name sort of came from, and it's I've just stuck with it, and that's where we are today, really.
So just to confirm, it is Jimmy Who and not Jimmy Woo, as I have heard many people say.
Jimmy Who, but Jimmy, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Jimmy Who. So just a take on the Jimmy Choo brand, really. So especially when it's sort of the price of the handbag.
Okay, so tell us what people can expect. Your monthly show, Tuesdays, 8 o'clock, the second Tuesday of the month.
Second Tuesday of the month at 8 o'clock, yes. So it's I guess like a soulful, uplifting house sort of vibe. So I started off doing that for the first 2 hours, and I guess I got into the groove. The shows have been, the first hour has been more, I guess, some older tunes, older tracks. Last month I did the bit more like an 80s groove sort of to start with, and then I've taken inspiration from Glitter Mama and a fantastic show with interviews, and I thought that's a fantastic idea. This is the great thing with all the different DJs. You can look this what they're doing and take a few ideas, and so yeah, I've done a few interviews. Obviously interviewed yourself and Matt Williams there, so it just breaks it up in the middle. So like a 10-15 minute interview, and then the second hour it's more up to date, up front, soulful house and funky house and uplifting house, really. So yeah,
beautiful. Well, thank you for that. So again, the Jimmy Who radio show, Tuesdays, the second week of the month at 8 o'clock. Now I'm gonna break from the rules, tradition, whatever you want to say. I know he hasn't got his hand up, but hopefully you can come and say a few words for me. Mr. Dinga Gabba, are you able to say hello?
I knew you were going to do that. That's so funny. I knew you were going to do it. That's great, though. I was expecting it, so we're good.
Beautiful. The reason I have pulled you into the stream is because we are honored, as we are honored to have everyone with us, really. I'm going to get to a couple of others, luminaries, in a little while. Your show on a Sunday, you were very gracious in having patience and trusting in my programming, moving you from pillar to post until we finally got you on a Sunday after my own show at 6 o'clock Sunday evening, which is an ungodly hour for you. But I know how much that show means to you. For someone who's been around for so long, for someone who's achieved as much as you have as a DJ and as a producer, tell us what your radio show means to you.
Well, it all really stems from my love of all things Vocal Booth. Because of the warm welcome that I've had from Vocal Booth from the first time that I played, I've always felt like there's been a community there, and I felt like it was a good way to really get a chance to share the parts of me of music that people don't get to see. Because at first, when I started the show, I was doing the house thing because I was like, okay, that's what's expected. And then when I kind of switched gears a little bit and started getting, diving into more of my influences and stuff like that, I found that it reinvigorated me musically, right? Because then it reminded me of all the other things that I really love, which is all things music. And then it just kind of inspires me to write music better, to listen, to take other people's, critiques and all these things. I get a lot out of it. So a bit of it's a little selfish though, because I mean, I take so much inspiration from everyone, all the listeners, all the other DJs, when I do get a chance to listen. So I actually get a lot more from doing this show than I actually give, in my opinion.
Wow, I'm sure there are many people who would argue that, but it's beautiful to hear. Thank you for sharing those words.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, no, it's great, man. I love it. I love it. It's so much fun. It's soul soothing. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Wonderful. So I'm going to go now. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to go to Mr. Scott Cornwell because I know Scott will relate to everything that Dinga's just said. In the chat, in the Zoom conversations that we've had, I have laid plenty of flowers at the feet of Scott. He is religiously with us inside the chat room. He's religiously spurring all the other DJs on, giving technical support alongside Emily, my two official moderators. Well, I'll say keeping everybody in check. Do they fuck? But they are there to slap wrists if it's needed. But Scott, I want to follow on from what Dinga said, really. You and I go back 30 plus years.
Yeah.
You're long since out of the DJ scene, but tell me what your radio show is and what it means to you in what you get from it now.
Oh wow. The Melting Pot is it's basically the music that is in me. It's the music that I want to hear, as Dinga just said. It's a very selfish experience for me because it comes from after I retired from DJing and I just started putting mixes together and stuff that I wanted to listen to with no rules, no boundaries. And they evolved through lockdown and whatever, and I've been doing them about 10 years now. And it's literally just a 2-hour journey and you don't know what you're going to hear. And I hope you'll hear something that you didn't know you wanted to hear. Yeah, it's very hard to, a lot of people talk about eclectic, but I feel that the Melting Pot really is eclectic.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Bordering on like head on the side. Do I like this? Actually, I fucking love it. kind of scenario.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I mean. Some of the, there might be a tune that I play that just hits you in the right way that day, and you didn't know that that's what you needed to hear, but you did.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. So Scott's show, it's one of the busiest shows of the week every Friday, after Andy Tomlinson with his Decades of House. So we've got a really strong Friday. I'm telling everybody what they already know, but you're a big fan of Steve Williams. Steve was introduced to Vocal Booth Radio by David Miller Lawson. Thank you, David. Bon appetit. So Steve, after his first show, blew me away, and I immediately offered him a weekly show rather than a monthly show. So tell us about Immerse, Steve, and what people can expect every Monday at 6 o'clock.
Don't want to sound cliche, expect the unexpected and all that sort of stuff. Like
no,
Scott
that's Scott's tagline. You can't have that.
No, I won't take that. I put together, a big surprise to me was when I played the first show, and then, like you say, Andy, within 30 minutes or so, there was this question out there. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. How do you fancy a weekly show? And I was sideswiped quite a bit because I thought, well, I like what I've put together for the show. I didn't know whether it was going to fit within this, what I'd heard from Vocal Booth Radio. And when I actually heard the very first show with Brother C at the start, I thought, wow, this is really good. I've been asked to do this. I've got to put a show together. Can I hit the mark here? Is what I put together going to fit? There was this music with soul thing that's a very soulful house station. I love soulful house. Don't often play a lot of it, but it does creep in there. So mine is everything. It could start off at 90, 80 BPM. It could end up well over 120. It rarely goes above 130, I must say, but it could be, it could vary away from house as well. So the first show I threw some MGMT in there. So it could be a bit of yacht rock. It could be, but then it could jump to house from yacht rock, back to a little bit of normal rock, back to soul, into funk, bit of disco. It's not everything is in there in every show, but I have no reservation about jumping from genre to genre, and it'll be multi-genre generally, and I just try to mix it up with a flow that's in there, not just stop and start and think, right, I'll change genre now, I want to go into something else. I do put a heap of effort and thought into how the show flows, and I hope that comes across as well.
Yeah, it does definitely come across. Love that. Sorry, I was getting a bit of glitchy there. Charles, Brother C, says never use him as a benchmark, which kind of did make me chuckle. Thank you for that. I kind of had my attention stolen there with that glitching. But Dave Hayes asks a question. When I update the schedule every morning, which I do at sort of like 4:30, he noticed that the icons are no longer there to determine what the shows are. Now, that was on purpose by myself. I guess maybe I wasn't really paying mind to the fact that not everyone is glued to the station 24 hours like I am. Well, I say 18 hours. I'm in bed at 8 o'clock. So would people be happy if I put the icons back to describe what the shows are on the schedule? If just everyone shakes their heads, then I can do that quite easily. It's not a problem. Not sure if it makes a big difference, but I'll do it anyway. It's not gonna hurt. So thank you, Steve, for sharing that. So I can see Neil and Black Oaks with their hands up. I am going to sidestep you, gentlemen, if you don't mind, because I think most people here are aware of what it is that you do. Let me come to Michael Grierson, the house poet. Michael had a monthly show, and then he now has a weekly show when he's around, when he's not pissing off to Ibiza and the likes. Now back fully in the swing of things. 10 o'clock, Poet's House on a Wednesday. What can people expect?
Yeah, thank you guys. Apologies for the weeks that I haven't been there. I've really been trying to get things together, but I've been really busy with a lot of stuff. But my show, recently I had an operation and I was made permanently deaf. So now my shows have kind of changed because I'm using more vibrations. So I'm trying to listen to music, but through the vibrations of sounds, through the bass line and stuff. But my show, I like to play a lot of US stuff. I like soulful house. I like to get deep a bit and go into some other stuff. And garage is obviously one of my favorites, but it's been a bit of a mixed match with what I've been putting together. To tell the truth, I've been experimenting. I'm in a new curve, I can say, of learning because everything sounds completely different now. The sounds are not in stereo, it's in mono. Sometimes it sounds like I'm hearing the track from the other room in a club. So I'm working. I've got a new device that I'm using at the moment, which plugs directly into the deck, to the mixer, sorry, and sends the sound straight from the mixer straight into my implant. So I'm learning now how to mix through the implant and learn how to retrain my brain in the sound. But my show, I hoped to bring people more of a journey in a sense. I've been so used to trying to play the tracks that everyone knows and to be relevant within the music industry in a sense, because we know it's hard out here. But I've been told, like what you were saying before, play from the heart. And now I feel that I'm trying to play more from the heart and where the vibrations are and what makes me tick. And I hope in the future weeks, because I'm 100% committed to the cause of Vocal Booth, and I thank Andy for, giving me the opportunity when a lot of people out there didn't give me the opportunity or support. And I've always followed Andy and the stuff he's done online and been inspired by you and your morning walks and your talks and everything like that. And I just feel, when people give you the opportunity, you have to, try to embrace it and give 100%. And I'm a bit disappointed within myself, to say the least. That I feel that I could have given more during the time I've been here for the beginning. But now I'm back and I'm in a place where I have everything around me. I'm in a good mental health state. And that's down to stuff that you post yourself, Andy, and other people, and Mark, and a lot of people. And I just hope that people will embrace me being a deaf DJ and not thinking, well, he can't hear the music now, so he doesn't know what he's doing. And hopefully you'll be able to feel the vibrations, because right now that's what I'm running on, is for the love of the vibration. And
Amazing.
That's
well, you're
where we
getting
are.
you're getting a lot of love inside the Zoom chat. People in the Vocal Booth chat are giving you a round of applause. If anyone is interested, Michael and I conducted a lengthy interview on my YouTube channel last year, and it's really insightful. And he's no stranger to the industry. He's achieved a hell of a lot. So I'm grateful to you for sharing those words of being inspired by myself. I don't think you would ever start to understand how much you inspire us, my friend. So congratulations and thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
I am going to go to Emily in a second. Before I come to you, Emily, and no one else has their hands up, and we've still got 30 minutes. If anyone wants to talk, put your hand up. I do want to go to you, Jay Negrone, New York. Actually, I say New York. Where are you, Jay? Remind me. I know it's not New York.
Jay, how I met.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Sorry. No, that's that. I think it's. Am I glitching, or is it Jay?
It's Jay. Jay's freezing.
You guys
up.
can hear me?
No,
Now
you're
it's
freezing, Jay.
I'm freezing.
Put a coat on.
My internet must be not working so good.
No, it's okay.
But
I've got you
I
now.
have to tell you guys.
Well, I've got you.
Got me now? I wanted to let you know how I met Andy. It was about 3-4 years ago, and I was online looking for somebody to hook up a website for Tom Moulton, because Tom wanted a website to sell his edits, mixes, and everything. And Andy volunteered, and he did it almost for cost. And he did it even though he had a busy schedule. He was up at 4:30 in the morning, so I had to contact him US time, which was like 1:30 in the morning or 2 in the morning. It was late my side, early his side, but he made an extraordinary website for Tom. It was extraordinary. It had everything in it. but Universal Music killed his mojo and gave him a cease and desist. So he wasn't able to do that anymore. But Andy said he wanted some DJs. So I've been DJing since 74. I'm talking about live in the club in the disco scene in New York, 74 to 82, 5 nights a week. And there was only like 4 clubs I did. I was one club 2 years, another club 4 years, another club 3 years, like that. So now I started doing internet radio in 07. I stopped being a DJ in the mid 80s, and I got into this drug problem. You know, I became an addict, and then I had to recover from that. And that took a lot, you know. I went into a program in 1990 and got clean till 98, and I slipped, and I came back in 05. So now, you know, I see Andy starts this this Vocal Booth Radio, and I've been doing internet radio since 2007 with Disco 935, and I opened up my own crib radio in 2013. And I have, you know, listen, you know, if I can get 45 people listening to my show, that's a success. That's a big success. I remember the days where I would have 25 listeners one week and thinking, what did I do wrong now? But that's not really the story why we do these things. You know, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. You know, how can you tell somebody to be on a device for a couple of hours to listen to you? That means they really want to. There's so many things to do on the internet, so many things to do out in this world. If somebody is listening to you, even though if you have 10 and they stay there the whole show, those are good listeners that they want to be there, you know. What was that? In any case, I love being on Vocal Booth Radio because I'm meeting so many different people, and I'm on the first Friday of every month, midnight UK time, and I do have a lot of my listeners, regular listeners from Crib, come on in, you know, because it's 7 o'clock US time, East Coast time, so you know, we have a little lively thing the first Friday. If you want to come in, Vocal Booth, we sort of take over.
We're all asleep by then. I will say, oh, my camera's gone dark. I will say it is easily one of the strongest shows that we've got. The music that you share, you mentioned Tom Moulton. I don't know if people actually heard you say Tom Moulton when about building the website for him. You are sort of like, you know, as close to a brother to that gentleman as you can get. You have his entire catalogue. You've got your own edits catalogue. The music is unquestionable. The presentation is second to none. It is, you know, we repeat your show whenever we can. I would love you to do a weekly show, but you won't have it because life gets in the way, right?
I would love to do one too, but I'm in a situation here. My wife is not doing so well, you know.
Yeah, life gets in the way.
It's a little quieter.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, mate, you're getting so much love, and thank you for the history on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you, buddy. And we're going to continue working to try and push to our stateside friends. And I want to pick up on something that you've just said there, because before we came live, I was talking to all the DJs within the Zoom call, a pep talk, talking about listeners and how busy we may be or may not be. People who are in, I mean, I'm just looking down the list on my phone. I can see Prue, I can see Duncan, Kirk. I also see Ralph and Leslie. These people on a Saturday, particularly from start all the way through the day, with us constantly giving hours of their time. And there are so many other people, you know, it's unfair of me to just single those guys out. They're just the ones that I see as I scroll. It never goes unnoticed. It never goes unappreciated. And we are all grateful of the listeners out there. And I see the feedback and the remarks. And I think sometimes that people don't appreciate how much we do enjoy having your company inside the chat room. Lolly's there as well, of course. You know, I think Lolly's been there above many people for so long. I'm rambling. Sorry. Let me go to Emily because Emily, I mentioned earlier. Why have you got your sunglasses on indoors?
Only just for me.
Hello, my love. Thank you for all
Hello.
your help and being there every morning. I got to see Emily this morning. She's just around the corner from me here in Spain. Do we need to tell people about your show and what you look to achieve? Because you're always very vocal, but do go ahead and tell us again.
Yeah, so I'm one of the girls on top. My show is the fourth Thursday of every month at 6 p.m. UK time. And Vocal Booth Radio has just been really wonderful for me as a person. The last few years I've started gigging again. I used to do stuff years and years ago, and then with the youth group network that I used to be involved in when I was much younger. And then the last 5 years, really, I've just really got back into my love of music. And then obviously this opportunity came up with Vocal Booth Radio, and there was just no way I wasn't going to not do it, as it just felt the right time for me. So it just feels for me now, at the age of 45, I'm all about love, grace, music, community, and it really makes me feel like I'm at home with Vocal Booth Radio and all of us together. It just really feels like something special to me, and I can just feel myself growing as a person. All you guys, all the DJs inspire me, and it's just been, since January, it's just been such a learning curve for me, and also for people to get to know me as a person. As you all know, I'm always in the chat, so you probably think you know me as a person, and I think my radio show probably typically, when people listen to it, you realise there's lots of things that you probably don't know about me. So I really take the opportunity to share my musical memories of years ago, and then my personal faith in God, and my love of soulful house, gospel house, and all the other things in between. So yeah, really, I just want to thank you, Andy, because I really do feel like now at the age of 45, I feel at home with myself and with all the people around me. And isn't music wonderful? That's what it does, isn't it?
It is beautiful, beautiful words. Thank you, Emily. Damo, unmute yourself. Mark Matthews, I don't know if you can hear me. If you want to drop off, my friend, because I know you want to get ready for your show, I'll understand. Okay, Damo, talk to me. You have been part of the Vocal Booth family. I can't remember the first year you came to and joined us in Spain, and then you had a really great show on a Thursday, dropped off a little bit, so I was very happy to see you stick your hat in the ring when we were looking for people to join us again. Tell us what being back on the airwaves means to you.
It means so much. I think when you put your initial sort of feelers out, you were saying a home for broken souls, and that spoke to me so deeply, as I'm sure it did for many of us. I'm just listening, and I'm in awe that I'm even considered to be in the roster of this abundant talent that you managed to put together for the Vocal Booth Radio. I listen in regular. It's outstanding. The talent is second to none. I'm always humbled when I get an opportunity to come along and play. I do a monthly show. It's the third Thursday of every month, 8 till 10. Southside Sessions. Shameless plug.
We're
And
going to do
it
this.
means
It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m.
It's
So
Thursday.
you know we're going to do this. See, I know your catchphrases, mate. It's been embedded for years.
I can't help it. I'm on autopilot. The hardest thing is not to say pressure, I'll be honest with you. Having played on pressure for 5 years after Andy stepped away from his Thursday show. So I'm absolutely honored to be in and amongst such a talented group of people. It means a great deal to me. I can't quite commit to a weekly show like I used to do. Work commitments, a growing family, four girls, youngest being 5. I'm still very busy on the outside world. But that opportunity to get to share with you guys, like I said earlier, what makes me move. You can expect anything on my show, from broken beats to Afro beats to anything really. The first half of the show is all about a bit more deepness, and then the second half I like to step it up a bit and play a little bit more upbeat stuff, just to bring that weekend a little bit closer. All my catchphrases are coming out, Andy. I feel
They're all
terrible
coming
about
out now.
saying it.
Well, I love that. Well, thank you for taking time out from cooking your bangers and mash. I'll leave
Classic.
you to that now. Respect. Scott, I see you've got your hand up. Did you want to bring something up to something that Damo or Emily had said?
Something you said, to be honest, Andy, was just when you mentioned about the chat room. And yeah, I know I'm very lucky on a Friday that following Andy Tomo, the chat room's pretty busy. But having people in the chat room during the show and the feedback, the live feedback, just means so much. You know, it's just brilliant to have people in there giving up their time, listening to your music and getting shit. I love it.
Beautiful. Love it. Sorry, I was losing you a bit there. Thank you for that. Steve, you had your hand up earlier. So I just want to say to everyone that's still listening, thank you so much. I had every intention of having music playing in the background, and this was going to be like music and a bit of chat. These guys have been fantastic. They've kept the conversation going, and you're all still listening, I can see. So, Mr. Blackwax, my good pal, talk to me. You had your hand up earlier. Did you you want to have
yeah.
some input?
As you know, I like to talk, Andy.
Oh, well, I saw the red wine flowing, so I'm going to have to keep you on a tight leash.
Well, I've taken up that mantle from you, clearly, haven't I?
Yes.
What do you want to know?
You had your hand up. Did you want to offer any words to your beloved listeners, or shall I go to Mr. Pinnock?
Well, most people here know what I do. As you said, I've recently moved from a weekly show to a monthly show for various reasons. A lot of people have talked about what they play, how they select tracks to get a flow, etc. I very much have always in clubs or bars or on radio always played in the mood I'm in at that current moment. And on the rare occasions where I do go, right, I'm going to go deep soulful house tonight, 3 minutes before I go on, I completely switch that and go, you know what, I'm actually not in the mood for that. So what you get from me is very much in the moment, unprogrammed, and playing from the heart across my, I was going to say very broad musical taste, but when you listen to people like Scott, I can't even use the word eclectic anymore. So, you know, you may get brand new releases, which I've always championed. You may see me hark back to the past. It may be 70s soul, it may be Afrobeat, it may be reggae, it may be deep house, and a lot in between. That's just me. I love playing music to people. I've done it since 1985 or 6. I've done radio, community radio in the past. I've dipped into pirate radio. I played on Cyber Jams when it was based out of the Bronx or Brooklyn, and then Pressure Radio. Now here, and what a team! What an amazing selection of people with different tastes of music we have created. It's fantastic. Community is the word I would like to use. It's forming a community. That's it. I seem to have lost sound.
I think Andy's dropped off.
Oh, is he?
I think we lost Andy.
So
Just
my name,
disappeared.
my name is Andy Ward. I'm quite new to
Give us a
Brilliant.
song, Steve.
it's probably me, but just this guy just doesn't ever shut up, does he?
His internet died.
You know
Steve, you're still alive, mate.
I know I am. What a fantastic group of musical tastemakers we have here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Brilliant, isn't it?
And many of you beforehand, but many of you I didn't, and I really hope I can connect with many of those people that I didn't know much more in the future.
Can I just say earlier? Do you remember? Can you cast your mind back to when we first started doing all of this? I think back in December. Andy mentioned that you would find your favourite DJ. Andy was absolutely spot on. I found mine, and his name's Scott Cornwell. So I just want to big you up for that, Scott. Probably block it. No, man, you got to give credit where it's due, man. And honestly, Friday morning at 10 o'clock after Andy Tomo, best time of the week for me. Like, honestly, you're an amazing DJ, mate. And I just want to let you know that. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. No worries, man.
We're blessed, honestly. The abundance of talent. Scott, class. There's a DJ that is on the third Thursday on rotation on the Girls on Loud. Bardo, if you haven't catched her show, outstanding. Fast becoming one of my favorite DJs. Amazing. We're very blessed. We're very blessed.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey,
what's going on, everybody?
Big up.
Yo, listen, let me tell you something. There's a lot of love in this room. I mean, every one of y'all. I'm not singling anybody out. I have nothing but love for every one of y'all up in here because y'all put in a lot of listening hours. It is crazy because it's the eclectic vibe that each and every one of you bring. Everyone brings personality, strength. They bring wisdom. They bring music. And that's what I love about playing for y'all on Vocal Booth. Because I remember the first time when I was on Pressure. People might not remember me. I was on Pressure back in 2008. So I was on from 2008 to about 2009 for about 6 months later. And then I went off. But the fact that Groove Junkie Diva, Carol Gold, reached out to me and told me about Vocal Booth Radio that Andy Ward was starting the station. And then I said, you know what? This is crazy right now for this to happen like this. Because those of you who knew about how Andy Ward's show was, I think I could believe on a Thursday, you couldn't even get in. The chat room was so, you could only get 50 people and then forget about it. You could not get on. And you have to wait for somebody to step off the chat to come back in and listen, right? And the interesting thing about what y'all guys been bringing since the beginning of the year, y'all bring something that is second to nobody. I'm saying this. So every station, because everybody bring it on. I got nothing but love. I want everybody just to keep it going. Just keep it going. That's it.
I believe that. I believe we're the best station. Of course I do.
You'd be a fool not to.
Can I just say, guys, it looks like we're not streaming to with radio anymore.
You were cut off in your prime, Steve.
Yeah,
Right as you start.
Yeah, not for the first time.
Story of my life. Yeah, thank you, Charles. Charles knows me well. Charles, I'm assuming Andy's got some sort of technical problem and his laptop's probably shut down. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm going to hang around for the last 10 minutes to see what happens. But I've got a feeling he's probably not going to fire it back up and stream back to Pressure now.
Pressure.
I told you. I told you it's hard, mate. It's hard, isn't it?
That is the third time I've said that today by today. And Andrea pulled me up on it earlier. I was like, but you know what?
It's the same love.
Same, only different. Same, only different.
Steve, at least you didn't do it on your show.
Yes,
that's
true.
One is different.
Charles,
one is different.
take a bow.
Oh my God! Thank God.
Brother C, what's going on, Brother C?
Sorry?
I was saying hello, Brother C. What's up?
What's up, Delmar? It's been a while, brother. But you
man.
just hitting it out of the park on Saturdays, man.
No.
Yes. Stop with that nonsense.
Yes.
Listen, Scott, listen, what it is that when this opportunity came on, and I'm speaking for everybody in here. See, Brother C, it's 5 o'clock in the morning in New York, y'all. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I got to hear Brother C first. So he bring this enthusiasm, this narration in his show, all the goodness that the things that he says is crazy. And I'm like, yo, this is unbelievable. And then Get Comfy sessions. Like he said, it's a sandwich.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just
It's a
warm it up
sandwich.
for you, Delmar.
Yeah, it's
What
like
happened?
me following Andy Tomo. Just, you know, it's perfect. What could
Yeah,
go wrong?
yeah.
It's
Listen,
like a 1, 2, 3 punch on a Saturday.
Oh yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for
I've done.
Saturdays.
Yeah.
Well done,
I
son.
was listen, I was present when I can say when with Andy Tomlinson, I was in the room that day when the thing was 30 something. And I was like, what? What is going on? And I said, and though this was a respect factor, I sat there, I was stunned. I couldn't believe it. It was out of happiness that it was so many people in the chat. And then I said, and I remember when he said that, he spoke on it and gave love. And then Scott was right after that on that particular day. And I said, you know what? We could get spoiled, We could get spoiled with these numbers, And everybody in here, yeah, go ahead, continue. I'm
No,
sorry.
I was just gonna say, one of the things that kind of keeps coming back into my head over the past 5 months, and just as a very quick aside, something that Andy said earlier on in terms of the stats and so on and so forth, people,
Yeah.
let's just remember, we haven't even hit 6 months yet.
Facts.
It's a good point.
Just take that into account, okay?
Yeah.
Where we at, I can't speak for anybody else, all right? This is just my take on it. For 5 months in, what's happened has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I agree.
But that's good and encouraging.
Here.
I think for me though, the biggest thing is this. When I was on Pressure, I thought that we were the best radio station because we had the best range of DJs, and I never thought that I would be in a situation, but I'm going to say it now. Vocal Booth Radio has a lot of similarities to Pressure Radio. The one big similarity is that everybody brings their fucking A game 24/7.
Oh yeah.
And enough
No doubt.
respect due to each and every one of you that steps up, whether it's recorded or live. You guys just bring pure heat and bullets, and I love you all for it.
And we're happy to do so.
Thank
I'm sure. Happy to do so, man.
I
Just keep
second
on
that,
kicking
Charles.
ass, people.
I second it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Birmingham link up.
Yes, very much.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm
yeah.
so excited. So excited.
Wait till you see. Wait till you see the numbers after that.
Yeah,
After you guys have the show, wait till those numbers are gonna bloom up on the station after you have your party over there.
Yeah.
Lisa, you're going to drink some rum with me.
I see you, Jay.
I definitely will. I definitely will. I am partial to a bit of rum, actually.
Charles knows me and rum.
Lisa,
You know I'm a pirate, right?
Lisa, I
Yeah.
can sum it up in one word. Don't. It will not end well.
Well, I'm actually like I'm only there for 24 hours. I was always going to Dublin. It's a big trip. I'm going to Chicago for the Chosen Few picnic, then Dublin to visit some friends, and then we were going from Dublin to Croatia for Defected.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I know it's a big one. Then I was like, oh, Dublin, that's just, Birmingham, isn't that just hop over? Because of course from Australia, we're used to long haul flights wherever you go. So like an hour on a plane is nothing. And I was like, oh, I think it's only half an hour over there. Yeah. I booked
just
the
a short
flight.
bus ride.
So yeah, but first time in Birmingham, but the club looks really amazing. I'd already heard about that club before the show was even yeah. So it's going to be good. It's
a
going to be
nice.
good. But now I'm sweating about what to play
I wouldn't worry.
already.
Fine, you'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine.
We've got
Yeah, it's the
3 minutes left on the call, guys.
I
Okay,
love
still-
the I
still
have to
recording.
say I love the fact that everybody and I don't mean this with any disrespect whatsoever, but in the message group and so on and so forth, I often see messages from people where they say, "Oh God, I'm really nervous about what I'm going to play, etc." Number one, don't worry about it. You know it always works out. Number two, it's fabulous to see that people are so conscientious about how they want to portray the
Yeah.
way that they love, whether it be house music, old school soul, jazz, funk, whatever. You guys just you guys just do it every time. And I only wish that I had enough time in the days, weeks, whatever, to be able to catch every single show, because I haven't listened to one yet in nearly 6 months that has made me gone, oh, that was a bit, ugh. They've all been absolutely top notch. Keep hitting it, people. Just keep hitting it. You guys are killing it.
Totally
Mr.
agree, Charles.
Motivator.
So, totally agree. I love how the shows are evolving over the weeks and months as well, and people are putting more of their personality instead of just playing what they think they should be playing. You know what I mean? Everyone's just really
Exactly. And
thinking it.
yeah, and it's quite easy to almost feel obliged to be playing what you feel you should be playing, but
yeah,
you know, yeah, if you once you can put yourself, your expression, your own into it, it makes it all the more fulfilling.
Always play from the heart.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with y'all with that. I think the interesting thing what it is that the motivation from what everybody else does, it just brings the best of all of us. I mean, as far as presentation, how we bring our shows to the audience, that's a good thing. And y'all all get kudos on that.
Yeah, man.
Love you all.
Yeah.
Yes, guys.
Big love.
Still being recording, so
Take care.
Yes,
sir.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Take care,
Take care,
everyone.
everybody.
Love you guys.
Take care of yourselves, people. Big love.
Take care, everybody.
All right.
Good night.
Bye. Take care, everyone.
care.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Much love, people. Much love.